Hello, this is Lori Ruff, Community Relations Specialist here at Midwest Energy and Communications. Today we are talking with Mr. Terry Ruben Taylor again, our President and CEO here at Midwest. And today we're going to talk about how we keep the lights on.
Thank you, Lori. Hello.
Terry, can we talk a little bit about line clearance and what exactly that is? I know as a member, I have received the postcards in the mail saying that there is going to be line clearance in my area. So if you could just explain a little bit what that is.
So when we talk about line clearance, we're generally talking about the distance that we have from something to the power line. So generally we mean trees. So trees are our biggest cause of outages. And so we'd like to keep those away from the power lines as much as possible. But, it's impossible to get them all. So, we've decided that we like to keep them 15 feet away. So that's what we call our line clearance, is how far away it is from the line. So 30 feet wide, so 15 feet on either side of the power line, the overhead power line. So those are bare wires up there. And we don't want anything touching them because, it'll cause a short circuit and people's power to go out. So we like to keep it as far away as possible. Like I said, though, when you have a 100-foot tree, it's hard to keep those that far away. So, you have to balance the outage responses and the economics. And so 30 feet is what we've decided is our line clearance program.
So Terry, we have both above ground and underground power lines. Why are they not all underground?
Well, the reason that they're not all underground is just cost. Trees are our biggest cause of outages right now, but because the cost is so much different from aerial lines to underground, it's 3 to 4 times as expensive that you wouldn't be able to pay your electric bill, Lori, if you didn't balance those reliability issues with the cost issues. So we believe aerial lines are very reliable, and we understand that underground lines are better for tree situations, but we have to balance the cost versus the reliability to ensure that you can pay your bill and we have good reliability.
Why do we test poles?
Well, the reason we test the poles is we want to know which ones are bad, which ones need changed out. And so we hire professionals that come in and test the poles. They do sonic tests, boring tests. One thing I know for sure is you cannot just look at a pole and tell whether it's good or bad. So that's the reason we test them. We want to know which ones are good, which ones are bad, and strategically change out the right ones.
Do we test every pole each year?
No, we don't test every pole every year. We try to go on a rotation. And the reason for that is that we have 100,000 poles almost, and it would be virtually impossible to test them all.
Terry, our fiber really has been going so well, and we are expanding every day. Can you share a little bit about how our fiber expansion has helped our electric reliability?
Well, believe it or not, the reason we got into fiber was to improve electric reliability. We started this whole project because we had a bunch of different communication setup. We had cellular, we had satellite, we had different ways of communicating with our devices in the field and our substations, and they just weren't reliable. We just couldn't count on them when we needed them. So we committed to build fiber to our substations and for smart grid so that we could improve reliability. So it can help us in 3 separate ways. One, it helps us locate the fault so we can find the problem and send the crews to that problem. Secondly, it isolates the fault so that if there are customers who can get their power back on, it'll automatically restore them and isolate the problem. And third, it helps in restoring the fault. So the linemen still have to go out and fix the problem. Whatever it is, the tree, like we talked about, or whatever caused the actual problem, they have to fix that. And once it's fixed, though, now we can restore the power from the office. So the fiber project has really improved the electric grid reliability.
So with all that being said, how can I as a member help with preventative measures?
Well, there's a couple ways I can think of off the top of my head is, just let us know if you see a problem. If you see something that doesn't look right, don't be afraid to call in and let us know so we can get somebody out there to check it out. And sometimes it's a problem, sometimes not, but we definitely want to check those things out. So communication is probably the biggest thing. Secondly is, please don't plant any trees under the power line. You know, we want to keep that clearance, and we want to do it right and keep that 30 feet wide under the power line. So planting trees under the line happens all the time, and it's a problem for us. So, you know, those are a couple ways that really could help.
Any final thoughts, Terry?
Yes, and I love talking about reliability, and I understand our job is to make sure when you flip the switch, when you plug something in, that it always works. What we don't do a good job of is bragging about how often your power is on. So for our average customer across the system, your power's on 99.9% of the time. We're very proud of that number, and we are striving for 100%, but obviously with trees and all the obstacles we have, you know, 100% is not possible. We're very proud of our 99.9%.
I hope this helped give you a little insight to what we do behind the scenes here at Midwest to keep your lights on. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.